What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Race.
Have you heard the news? Michele Morrone seems to have dropped some subtle hints that the filming for 365 Days 4 might be gearing up to start. And this time, the hotness is gonna break every damn thermometer. Stick to the end of the video to have an exclusive sneak peek into the most awaited first look and the story of the most awaited movie, 365 Days 4. With that said, let's start. Around May 2023, I started noticing a bunch of posts showing up on my Facebook feed, and they were getting some serious attention. Everyone was buzzing about these posts. These posts are all about this possible new movie called 365 Days 4 that's supposedly going to be released on Netflix. So there's this one post that really took off like crazy. People went crazy over it. And these posts are literally all over Facebook. Everyone's talking about them, and people are totally getting caught up in the excitement. I absolutely loved how 365 Days has taken the streaming world by storm on Netflix ever since it graced our screens back in 2020. The third movie in this series made its grand entrance in August 2022, and it scored a massive 39.31 million hours of watch time on Netflix, and I've been right there in the craze, just like countless other devoted fans. That cliffhanger ending had us all buzzing with theories and speculations, and I must admit I'm on the edge of my seat wondering what's coming next. The movie is actually based on a series of books penned by the talented Blanka Lipińska, but the author hasn't penned a fourth book yet. However, the movies have already taken their own unique twists and turns, diverging quite a bit from the original plot in the books. And that spells a good chance for us to get our hands on a fourth movie. I've done some sleuthing and gathered up all the tantalizing information that's floating around about this potential fourth installment could bring to our screens. I've noticed that 365 Days has been quite the talk lately ever since it came out. It's not really because of how the story in the movie unfolded, but more due to the countless hot and intimate moments it features, and trust me, there are plenty of those.
If you really love something, just let her go. If it comes back.
This Polish film falls into the category of an erotic thriller, and it became available for streaming on Netflix back in 2020. Ever since then, people seem to really enjoy the characters in the movie, and the creators are well aware of this. The first part of the film gained quite a bit of attention because of the numerous intense physical scenes. As soon as people began watching, the filmmakers wasted no time in bringing out the second part of the story, and surprisingly, just a few months later, the third part also made its debut. With each installment, the count of those steamy scenes kept on growing. Now the thing is, the movie doesn't boast a particularly intricate storyline that we can hold up as a shining example. In reality, most people tune in for pretty much just one reason. You know what I mean, right? If you don't agree with me, the comment section is open for debate. However, considering how the movie has won over fans all across the globe, it's only natural for them to start wondering whether a fourth part is in the works. But I'm really not sure about the direction the movie is going to take. As I think about it, I imagine Massimo and Nacho locked in this ongoing struggle for Laura's affections, a kind of tug-of-war that might continue in the upcoming scenes. Speaking of relationships, there's this possibility that Domenico and Olga, who got engaged in the second film, could potentially walk down the aisle and exchange vows. It's heartwarming to think about considering how their story has been progressing. Interestingly, when I reflect on the book version, Laura opts for Nacho instead of Massimo. The tension between them is heightened by Massimo's desperate attempts to keep her captive and father his child. Could the fourth installment of the series perhaps take a similar turn? Could we see Laura and Nacho's relationship evolve further in that direction? Well, let's make a deal. Before I reveal what's gonna happen in part 4, why don't you hit the like button and comment down your theories about the potential plot? Oh, another thing, Make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon, and I'll reply to your comment if you have the most creative theory of all. So I believe there could be a part 4 that is closely tied to the ending of part 3. You see, in that part, things were left hanging. We weren't told who Laura decided to be with in the end. This makes me think that a 4th part might finally bring the conclusion we've been waiting for. Let me dive into what happened in the 3rd part of the movie. Laura was feeling quite sad. Nacho had assured her that he'd wait, even as she spent time with Massimo. Laura had this feeling inside her that Massimo might be upset with her. It's because Massimo knew about the situation between her and Nacho, but Massimo wasn't angry at all. He actually sat down with Laura and opened up. He shared how hurt he was when he realized that Laura couldn't talk to him about losing their baby. He had believed he was a good husband who she could confide in about anything. In response, Laura comforted him and assured him that he would indeed make a wonderful father someday. This was quite an emotional moment between them. Remember that line from the 1st part? "Are you lost, baby girl?" Well, this time he asked Laura, "Are you back, baby girl?" And that's where part 3 came to an end. This brings me back to why part 4 could be on the horizon. I think it will finally reveal who Laura chooses to be with. And not just that, it might delve even deeper into their relationship. You see, Laura's best friend got engaged back in part 2. So, in a potential part 4, we might witness her wedding, or who knows, there might be unexpected twists in her relationship too. And I have a hunch that we'll get more glimpses into the world of drug deals and the mafia. In all honesty, the beauty of it lies in its unpredictability. The storyline could take any twist or turn, and it's this sense of uncertainty that keeps us intrigued. It's like standing on the edge of our seats, eagerly awaiting the revelation. It's worth noting that none of the creative minds behind the movie have divulged the ending of the 3rd part, leaving us in suspense about Laura's ultimate decision. It's both frustrating and exciting not to know where she stands. And of course, 365 Days movie just wouldn't hit the mark without Anna Maria Sieklucka and Michele Morrone stepping back into their roles as Laura and Massimo. These two are the heart and soul of the film series, and I'm crossing my fingers they're up for round 4. Remember Nacho, played by Simone Cecina? He's like the unsung hero who's worked his way into the core trio, so it's pretty likely that he'll be making a comeback. After all, his character could have a bigger slice of the spotlight in Laura's upcoming journey, depending on the choices he makes. And let's not forget Laura's partner in crime, Olga, played by Magdalena Lamparska. Odds are she'll be back to keep the BFF chemistry going strong. And then there's Otar Seralidze, who portrayed Olga's fiancé and Massimo's right-hand man, Domenico. Sure, his role might have been a bit limited in the 3rd movie, but something tells me he's not done with his story just yet. As for Laura's parents, Klara and Tomasz, played by Ewa Kasprzak and Dariusz Jakubowski, they might make another cameo appearance. They did it before, and who's to say they won't do it again? Right now, there's no official word on whether they're going to make a 4th part of the movie, but it seems pretty likely that they'll decide to make another one. Now, the whole idea of a 4th movie happening was hinted at sneakily by Michele Morrone, the actor who brings Massimo to life in the films. Last year, August, he posted something on Instagram that really got my attention. With his dashing pic, he wrote, "The end of something is always a bit sad, but who knows?" If everything works out and they decide to make the 4th part in either 2023 or 2024, I'm thinking we might get to see it by the end of 2024 or at the start of 2025. I'm eagerly waiting to see how it all unfolds, even if it means a little more waiting time on my end.